background as well.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. We are here for you, huh?
Yeah, I think yeah, varala. It's not so low.
No, yeah, get audio. Talking about my screen. Leo trading view. Trading view, no? Okay, sharp. Papa, man. Chong, apa fast again to phone and I'm kebab.
So,
Okay, obviously until an hour great, so yeah, anyway. Okay. Actually, market, ne? Okay. Um, yeah, give the next. There's a lot of areas of interest. As you can see, okay, that's old. old. I'd want to um delete my whole thing, but I don't have time. So areas of interest that I have, one is this fair value. So Basa Kumbula on the 21st of okay, I took a knock on the 17th, recovered on the Monday a bit, but not much. And then I wasn't part of this whole move, which was the Tuesday. I think the market swiped out 2.5 trillion on the day. So currently we are prices at 461, 462. So we broke there. Uh okay. We broke, mind you, we took out 1, 2, 3, 4 days and we left fair value. Like there's a fair value area. We tried pushing back up to we broke fair value, tested it, and then continued down. Then Sabana direction, which rejected, um, and then there was a pullback, which turned, you could say, 3930. There was a lot. Uh, this is very good support because the market has tried this level one, one, two, 3, 4 times, and it's just been holding, which gave us the pullback, which I had anticipated this pullback, but I wanted to see what was going to happen because my overall bias, I'm sure everyone's overall bias on gold is bullish. We all have bullish setup, especially after the great months of September and after this uh, break from this range that had been happening. And then in September, that's when we started this rally up for the upside, breaking all-time highs almost every day and stuff like that. So a pullback was evident, and based on my research and what I've been seeing is that the last time gold had gone up, had surged up for so long, I think it was a 9 week or a 9 week period where you've just been seeing it. There was supposed to be some sort of exhaustion. That the last time that happened was in 1970. Then this happened, then the pullback back to let's just say round about your 4,000, which is a psychological level. 4,000 area, we broke up, came back. One would argue, in terms of technical, this is a semi W pattern, which if we use the Fibonacci, I love the Fibonacci for some reason. If we use the Fibonacci and take it from this highest point to this lowest point, if you look at these levels, it came, tested the 36 level, came back down, pushed up, had a bit of a rejection at the, let's see, at the my mentor who okay, it was a 23 and then rejected around about the 38 level. 50, one would argue that this is the 50 level. Okay, let's just put it like this. Yeah, okay. So so it broke, came down, and then our pullback started, went there, rejected the 23 level, came back down, pushed up, took out. If you can see, there was a clear bullish close above the 38, which was supposed to be tested. But after breaking out of the 38 level, it continued going up to the 50 level of the Fibonacci. Uh, one day I'll explain how the how I interpret Fibonacci levels. You can either, okay, in short, you can either use the Fibonacci as your support levels or your resistance levels, depending on what your bias is. So my bias is currently, as I said, I'm still bullish on gold. I'm gonna be forever bullish on gold. But pullbacks are things that do happen in the market, especially now with the shutdown, and I'm not up to date with like the fundamental side of things. So I do not want to share my view on any of that because I don't know what's currently happening. What I do know is that the shutdown ended. News data are going to be released and stuff like that. So, so we tested the 50, came back for a rejection at the 38, and pushed up again up to the 61. Now in the market, there's you get your forex, you get your indices, you get your metals. Uh, okay, what I do when it comes to forex, like your USD, CAD, GBP, JPY, and all of that, uh, I look at it in a perspective or in terms of um, in a way that indices are more volatile than forex, which is your currency pairs. So if you go back and back test, you look at your Nasdaq, your US 30, it was all of that. When they get to the 61 level, gold is a bit, but when they get to the 61 level of the Fibonacci, they start losing volatility or power to push. But when you go to your Nasdaq, your US 30, your German 30, and S&P 500, they normally lose or start exhausting at 78 and 88 level. And then 88 you can add yourself, but they always give you a candle at the 78, which will push up like this and reject at probably 88. They'll leave a wick at the 88 like this. So this is your 77. Okay, sevens are just messed up. And these are your 77s, and your 88 will 78. Oh, okay. But you get what I'm saying. They'll always leave like a wick like that. If you look, for example, with your metals, if you have volume, you will get a candle similar to this. If you can see this bullish candle, this is our daily time frame. We're gonna scale down. You will get a candle like this. If you look at this level, it has been respected here, right here, and it just left a wick. So it the last bullish candle of our bullish trend. If you look at this candle, it just closed at the 61, right at the 61 level. So that's what you'll get with your, a lot of the times, if you backtest, you'll get with your currency pairs. And sometimes metals move according to uh, fear. I'd say, I think it's safe to say fear. Fear is what drives precious metals and the whole market per se. So if you, so what I had seen is that our last uh, sell side liquidity and our last buy side liquidity uh, corresponds with our fair value, which was this was our last bullish fair value. This was invalidated. Um, yeah, yeah, you can't count that one unless you scale down to lower time frames. But this was our last proper, if I should say, fair value. So what happened was that the market went down, created this fair value, retested it, and continued selling. But when it got to another, some would say it's a POI, whatever. I don't know. I don't know these terms like that. I just know how to read the market the way I know how to. So now, what am I looking at? One would argue that uh, gold is currently ranging because what I had wanted or what took me out last week was this move, and I had wanted a clear close above this fair value in order for me to add on buys, but I didn't get that. I looked at what did I look at? Hey, I can't remember. I looked at this candle, which yeah, manipulated basically. If you look towards the lower time frames, you'll see what I'm talking about. But as time goes and stuff like that, we'll look at it in depth. So it took out uh it went up, manipulated, went back, retested, and then continued going down. But if now, as we can see, there is another area of interest or point of interest, which is our psychological level, which is our 4,000. With that being said, as it was pushing up, it left this fair value. So, how do we perceive or look at what's currently happening in this market? My overall is bias. My overall bias is bullish. But if I look at this market, I would not be surprised. Okay, let's just delete one of this. Clean charts, clean charts. Let's just delete. Don't worry about that. Those are just areas of interest for me, but they always help because most of the time they'll always align with session highs and lows. And so what are we looking at? We have this area, that this fair value. If you can remember, this area was ran, retested, and continued going up. So now it was ran, retested, but there was another fair point of interest that was left by the sellers going down. So currently we are at, one would argue, stalemate since last week Monday. The market hasn't clearly taken any form of decision whether it will continue going down, maybe come and test this area again, break it and test other levels further down below. Or will it be able to push up, run this liquidity, come back and test it? But one would argue we've got, as bulls, we've got um, two hurdles, to go through, to go through before we actually come back and test these all-time highs again. So, what am I looking for? Am I okay? One would argue that I'm currently a scalper, but I just like knowing what's currently happening with the market. So if we come down to the 4 hour, what is the 4 hour telling us? Uh, okay, change charts. What is the 4 hour telling us? Uh, okay, the 4 hour. If you can see what I just deleted now, that the fair value area is still there. Even if you go back to the higher time frame, you'll still get this area of interest. So, what am I looking to do as an overall buyer of gold. It's just currently it's just waiting. It's just waiting. I don't wanna be violated again. It is not nice. That feeling is not nice. So short term, we mark out session highs and lows. I'll explain what to do when it gets to these areas, but let's just mark out session highs and low, session highs and lows. I look at a lot of things when I tackle the markets. I sometimes look at your trend lines. People would say, I don't trend trade. I don't. Everyone does whatever works for them. I just do whatever I see. So for the longest time, this market was just ranging. And then, boom, all of a sudden, yesterday, it just went and pushed. And I honestly just didn't have an answer as to why. Uh, as to why it suddenly moved like this. Because if you're a trend trader, one would say it was a downtrend, broke structure, retested, and continued going down. But no, the bulls were like, no, I'm still part of this party. So this is what happened. There was no retest if you look at the 4 hour. And then from there on, it just continued going up. One would argue that, okay, the downtrend was now violated by this move and would consider this as a retest for a push to the upside. What am I going to do? Or what have I done about this? Nothing. I've just been watching it move and being, it's just been, it just hasn't given me anything as of yet because I am looking at this area of interest, because we are currently fighting for, I would say, we are currently fighting for this level. One would take this as a range, this level. So we've been fighting for this level since the 21st of October. Came down, did this, pushed up, did this. Will it am I saying this market wouldn't come back and go down here? No, I'm open to that, but I'm just not a seller of gold. I don't know. I just need to adjust my mind. I'm just not a seller of gold. So what am I currently looking for? I am currently looking for, okay, ideally today, because we don't know how volatile the market is. Okay, we want volume. What we're looking for is volume. So, what am I looking for? I am looking for a close above this level. I need a bullish close in order for me to be confident, to start being confident in buys. A bullish close, a bullish. Okay, if you look at the 4 hour, it's a bit crazy, but I mean, if you look at the daily, this would this would be a perfect setup. If this candle, this bullish candle, our current bullish candle, this one, hence I have an alert for that level. If this candle would be uh 70, if this candle would close above, even if it rejects there, then it would be perfect for me because I would know that I have some sort of bullish momentum. Because if you look at this market, it's been bullish, bearish for 1, 2, 3 days as well. And I wouldn't put it past, okay, put it past against gold if it would just come back down. It would just come down and give you another bearish candle again. Because yesterday's volume happened around 9 o'clock, which was, I don't know what time it was in the US, but we could look. 9 o'clock in the US is is US time. 9 o'clock is okay. It's 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Islamic, yeah. After lunch session, after lunch, just kicks. So yeah, in the US it was 2 o'clock. I don't know. You have to also look at fundamentals because those are also very important. But like, I'm still trying to learn this. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not great. I'm not whatever. I'm just trying to learn. Okay, let's break it down. In the 4 hour, if we get, because today we've just had beautiful moves. Asian session disappointed a bit, but from London session, one would have caught these buyers, but I was just not comfortable. I'm just not comfortable. I'd be proper comfortable if I would have been properly, I would have been really comfortable if it came down here and then went up. So when it comes to the Asia session, I'm just not comfortable about buying gold at the moment. I'm overall bullish, but at the moment, if you can see here, this is also like I explained this at the beginning of the video. This is also a very good area of resistance of resistance for us. Area of support since we are bullish. Area of support. So if you look at this, this is another fair value. Oh, there's a lot. There's just a lot. Okay. Overall, how are we going to tackle this market? What am I looking for? Uh Candle patterns, one can learn for themselves. I'm also just trying to learn about them currently, hence I said this is non-financial advice. I'm not telling you people what to do. I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing what I think, my overview of uh current situation. So which situation by the nation. So do I like this? No. Because I've got key levels where price has come, tested, and rejected. Hence, we look for candle stick patterns, bullish engulfings, flows, doji candles, all of that. Currently, so we are waiting, or we want, or we want our, we have 2 minutes, 2 minutes until the next candle, our next hourly candle, and what it's going to give us. Do we want short buys? I don't think so. I don't think we do. Okay, what else? Fundamentals times today. Unemployment claims. 10 a.m. Why so early? You see, 10 a.m. Hmm, interesting. Okay. So we had unemployment claims, which explains this move because it happened at 10 a.m. and I don't understand why. 10 a.m. today. It's 3 o'clock. I don't know. So we have 40, the next hourly candle, which is 7 o'clock, um, which should give us an idea of how the market is currently moving. Because if you see, we have like an area of rejection here. That's why I said if we'd get something like a close, like above there to there, then retest, and then there, just a short move wouldn't hurt. But if this candle, I don't like this candle. I don't. I do not. See, see, see. It didn't give us something nice, like a clear bullish move. For example, this candle. Like you see, it gave us a clear bullish move above our um alert. I can't remember what the alert was. Oh, it was for this level. It was for this level. See, this level has just been ran. It's just been ran. Like, and then, so this is another area of interest. Yeah, R55. So when it comes to the market, I just look at patterns, behavior, rejection. Obviously, fundamentals play a huge role. So, to conclude, because I feel like I've been speaking for a minute and I'm not giving you guys uh, anything solid to look forward to. Ideally, we would want today, like I said, we would want today's candle. It's a bit of a stretch to at least close bullish above our 50, no, above our previous day's high, above this level, 84. If it would close above 84, then we'd definitely consider a ripping bias or be more comfortable buying. But if it doesn't give us that and gives us a close below 44, then I wouldn't put it past it retesting and going just down to test 93913. So we just wait. In conclusion, I'm not doing anything for today. I am not doing anything until price gives us a move above previous daily high rejections, because this is if you scale down, you'll see previous daily high rejections. If it gives us that, and then even if you wake up at like 3, I always have these alerts. It's not exactly at the previous daily high, but at least when it gets here, I'll have an idea of how price is moving, because you just might get a candle that will just do this test there, come back for a retest, and then you rip the buys. Or price might be ran. Or you just might get something similar to bullish candles. If you look at the charts and just analyze like uh, candlesticks, and how much of how much volume some of them come with. Bullish candles don't give you much volume. Well, they don't give you as much volume as bearish candles. For example, look at this candle. Look at the size of this. It's like what, 64 pips. I dare you to just look for a candle as big as this for the past, I don't know, forever. They don't give you it doesn't they you see, just looking back, you won't get um a candle that's nah, you will not get a bullish candle like that. Right. So what we could look for is see this is your if you get a candle this big, you got a big move. It's like 19. What's this? 17. See, and then you come down here around about 17. So if we get like, see, the math aligns. It's around about a 17 pip move or point. I don't know these terms. There, if you'd enter here, I wouldn't advise you to do that. I'm not this. I wouldn't. If you'd wait for the retest back here and enter here and get this move, and then you'd eat. You'd get a good move for the day or for the evening, and put your stop loss around about the 55 area. Then you'd how big is the 55? Then you'd probably get something. I mean, yeah, it's nine times two, 18. That's like a 1 to 2. Mm, a 1 to 2 move, which is decent. Who's gonna give you this mad? See, ideally, this is like a short move. Stop loss there. Then you get a good move. But other than that, I personally can't take the risk because I'm still in a drawdown from last week. So I have to take positions where I feel confident in taking. Yeah, ideally, if this alert through, goes through, when this alert goes, when this alert goes off, I'll be considering taking these buys. Yep. From here to there. See, similar move, 1 to 2. My stop loss just there, just after this candle. I have to scale down to because if you move down, yeah, I'd put my stop loss. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look because taking a position is easy, but an exit strategy is where shit hits the fan. And with this move, one would expect maybe see this is a psychological level, 100. So instead of your TP being at 104, just to be safe, maybe TP1 at 100 or 98, and then your TP2 104, or TP1 uh 100, uh then you can just leave it open and see how it plays out until just keep on trading your stop, take those, then hopefully it will continue pushing up. But yeah, I think I've been talking like a lot. Well, as time goes, when the community grows and I'm more confident in what I'm doing, it will be easier for you people to understand how I personally uh, go about looking at the markets. Yeah, but for now, also just trying to figure out the streaming thing because I can't see your people's comments. Are you people commenting? Yeah, but other than that, love and peace, peace and love. I'd go through your Nasdaq, your US 30, uh, and all your and US 30 because this is my watch list. These are the things I normally look at: your silver, gold, dollar, Nasdaq. Yeah, Nasdaq has just been chopping me. It's been chopping me. I can't remember when I did this was Wednesday last week. Yeah. So it did this to me. I went in, and then it just and continued going down. I drew this last week Wednesday. So it took the bullish side of things. Overall, I had been bearish because I wrote this on the 30th of October. So it didn't give me that. And I had anticipated a close. I had anticipated a close of this gap. So when it got to this point, this point, this area, I waited for it to come down, close this, and then it just continued going down. Then I was like, okay, sharp, I'll wait for it to come back up. And then it came, it didn't do what I wanted, went back down to test again. Then came when it finally broke out of this level, 25,652. Then that's when I entered and it just violated me. Came back and retested and then just so now I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for these markets to behave. I'm more of on the gold side of things, but yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, even the US 30, Nasdaq also had like this gap. Waited for it. I haven't been trading US 30. Can't lie. Haven't been trading US 30. So then German has just been range bound. It's just been range. Okay, now we have some sort of setup or interest in it because if you can see for the past since May, okay, you can do this to say since May, it's just been choppy, 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 choppy. We'll see how this daily candle closes, but I don't want to rush into having a bias. I need to know what's happening. I don't want to rush into it because if you can see, it came there, retested, went down, then so you just need to be careful. That's why stop losses are important, and trading your setup is also important. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what happens because we haven't had this 23 378 level being violated since or touched since 17th of September. So we might have something like this. A close, probably a slight retest, and then target that area. See? There's this area actually. It's unaccounted whatever. Unaccounted for. So we might have a move down there, but we'll just have to see how today's candle closes and then probably how our stop loss there. If you're looking to be short. but I do not have a bias as of yet. I will see how this candle will close tonight, and then tomorrow I will let you guys know. But for now, peace and love. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to your boy. I'll be trying to do these things every week because, in all honesty, I'm not the best of traders out there. I'm just trying to learn and I'm trying to see and back test if my things, my setups are good and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Peace.